Hey guys, Dunkbuskus Gaming here. Um, and yeah, I am still working on Naruto: A True Love Story. I want you guys to know that it is still coming. I'm working on it as much as I can, but I'm sort of taking a break right now. And there's a very specific reason I'm doing that. So don't freak out, it's still coming. But as you probably noticed, it's November. And I'm not sure how many of you guys are aware of this, but November is NaNoWriMo. I think it's the National November Writing Month or something. I don't know, I haven't looked that much into it, but basically, it's a competition with yourself. You start on the 1st of November, ends on the 30th. Um, I think there's only 30 days. I know there's only 30 days this year, but I'm not sure if there's 31 in a leap year or something. I don't know. But yeah. Last year, I managed to get 80,000 words done, just over 80,000 words in a month. Now I'm just trying to get 50,000 this year. If I write more, we'll see. But yeah, who knows? Maybe this year I'll get 100,000, but I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to get 50,000 again. And I figured I'd do like a daily journal update for you guys. Now I've missed out on the first 2 days, but yeah. I've so far I've gotten just over 5,000 words. I did no, just over 6,000 words. Sorry. On day one, I did 3,000 something. Day two, I just did 1,000. And today, I just did 2,000, just over 2,000. So I've got just about 6,000, almost 7,000 words done. But I figure I'll tell you guys a little bit about my book so you guys can wait for it and look forward to it being released. It all started like many years ago, back in primary school even. That's how long this series has been inside my head bubbling. Not sure what my overseas subscribers' school was like, but over here in Australia, uh, at least with me, um, during primary school we would have these spelling words. That's how we learn how to write and spell and all that sort of stuff. So I imagine they're the same in other countries as well. Um, but one of the tasks we had with these spelling words was to write just a small paragraph, just a small paragraph, but we had to include words from our spelling list. So each week I would write a paragraph of a story, and I would continue that story each week. And my mum would help me because she was a primary school teacher back in the day, whatever, however you say it. And yeah, but after I changed schools and we no longer had that thing, I sort of just stopped and forgot about it. Then a few years ago, I wanted to start again, but I had no idea where any of it is. But I had most of it inside my head, where a wizard would come to tea. A wizard comes to tea. That's where the title comes from. And it would turn out that the main character, me, because it was a fictional story about me, basically, would would reveal himself to be my dad. And then they'd go to their magical land where they'd meet his sister, and he would be king of this, or a lord of this medieval fantasy realm, and a dragon would be attacking, and all this different stuff. And I was like, that's cool, but it just happens way too fast. We don't get any development, and it was my kid's brain just wanting everything to be exciting and new, adventurous, sort of thing. So I redid it a bit where they go to leave, but there's a dark wizard who's sort of stopping them and all this sort of stuff. And basically, all this different shit happens of them trying to save magic and stop this dark wizard. But there was so much going on that I forgot to put certain plot points or reveal certain things, and I got so caught up. Because I just didn't know how to fit it all in. So I was like, I'm gonna write a prequel to this book. That's what I started on last year. Prequel to this book, which is the story of Meliodas, my father. And before you ask, yes, I did get the name from the Seven Deadly Sins anime, and his character heavily inspires my Meliodas character. But he's a completely different character. His story, just everything about him is different besides his name and the fact that he's also a demon. That's basically it. And it's not a demon like your regular kind of demon, like it's not Demon, it's Daemon. It's like an elf or it's like an elf, a human, a mermaid, a fairy. They're not like a supernatural kind of thing. They're a race, just like any other kind of medieval fantasy race. And his story is tragic. Fuck it, it's fucked up. But I have no idea what made me want to give him such a fucked up backstory. But yeah, but yeah, basically, he comes from demon royalty. And one of his big brothers, there's three brothers. You've got Meliodas, Zeman the demon. Oh, fuck me. Uh, but yeah, you got Meliodas, or rather his demon name is Talos. And I got that from Skyrim. No correlation whatsoever with Meliodas. It's just a cool name. I thought it would fit. Just it's kind of like how Clark Kent, aka Superman's Kryptonian name is Kal-El. Meliodas's demon name is Talos, and that's basically it. But yeah, you've got Talos, Zeman, and Sephiroth. And yes, I did get that from Final Fantasy VII. Again, no correlation to that character. It was just a cool name. There's a lot of character names and abilities and stuff that helped inspire a few of my characters, but we'll get to those as they come up, kind of thing. If I told you all about the inspirations that I got, we'd be here all day. But yeah, so those are the royal siblings, but Zeman fell in love with a human, and humans called her a witch, basically, which is kind of ironic considering they live in a world full of magic. But because demons live longer lives, it was back in the medieval, in this realm's sort of Salem witch trial era, where magic was outlawed and was frowned upon. But then one mage started a war to save his people, and then created an empire, which then devolved into a kingdom, and that's where we are now. And other races appeared once magic was no longer outlawed. Demons had always been like in mythology and stuff, but now that magic was allowed, they revealed themselves, that kind of thing. But his wife was a human. Zeman's wife was a human, and other humans called her a witch, killed her, burned her at the stake, and so he's had a deep hatred for all humans ever since. And so when his parents, the king and queen, Queen Zelda, but not with a Z, not with a Z like a Legend of Zelda, but with an X. So kind of like Xion in Kingdom Hearts. You spell it with Zelda, Xelda. But yeah, and so when Zeman's parents were trying to make a treaty and have peace with the other kingdoms, he got mad. But instead of just attacking blindly, he was meticulous. He tricked his parents, saying that he had seen the light, and he had actually gone to a human village to try and make peace. And they had offered to start peace talks. After all, one village at a time is more than nothing at all. But secretly, what had really happened is Zeman went to the village, killed a few people that were separated out in the fields or whatever, and they looked like a demon. And he had suddenly appeared and said, "I'm so sorry. I saw what happened. It was my parents. I've always tried to convince them that humanity should be spared and that we should be trying to make peace with them, but they won't listen. They're determined to make war, to wipe you all out. But I have a plan. If I can lure them away from the kingdom and have them meet us, and I'll pretend that I'm on their side, that I've lured you all out here, and then we kill them, and I will take over, and then peace can finally be achieved." Well, really, when that happens, he plans to wage war, or at least try to, because there is a treaty in the works, and once a treaty is confirmed, the king cannot destroy the treaty, cannot change any laws. Like say Zeman was king and he made a law. No king after him would be able to change that law until 5 generations had passed. Like, so not no king, but like the king after him wouldn't, and the king after that, king after that, king after that, and then the king after that would not be able to make any changes to that law. But then the 6th king, he would. Very confusing. I tend to make things a bit confusing sometimes when I don't know the proper wording or whatever. But yeah, and so Zeman lures his parents out and tries to kill them, but they sense his sinister intentions and are able to escape, but they use a lot of mana, magic energy, to do so, and are only able to hide Meliodas. Back on track now, back on track. They hide Meliodas in a tree, sorry, in a hollowed out tree, and put him to sleep. Like cast a sleeping spell on him until someone with a kind heart approaches, and he'll wake up, and his cries will draw them to him. But when Zeman can't find his brother, he kills his parents and gets very angry that he can't find his brother, because much like Voldemort and Harry Potter, he didn't want anyone to be able to usurp his throne. And yeah, so a few years pass, and Meliodas helps out the village that he's been adopted into. His adoptive parents couldn't have children because his mother was cursed, similar to Prince Charming's mother in Once Upon a Time. But during one night when Meliodas was having a nightmare, dreaming of the night his parents were killed, his biological parents, she sort of comforted him and climbed into bed with him and sort of comforted him, hugging him and making sure that he had a good night's rest. During his sleep, though, his magic activated and healed his mother so she could bear a child, and so she gets pregnant with his sister. And yeah, few years pass again. Him and Avalon, that's the name of his sister, grow up together. He takes her on adventures into the forest and whatnot, and they're attacked by a Maleform. It's my own sort of creation. It's like a mutated science experiment. It's like a chimera of magical creatures. Attacks. Meliodas activates his full magic, his lightning magic, and is able to protect his sister. And he is also saved by basically my sort of version of a Gary Oldman, Sirius Black kind of character, a mentor figure to Meliodas. And yeah, he, over the next few years, he comes and goes and helps train Meliodas and Avalon, because Avalon also has magic. She has nature magic, where she can sort of grow plants and all sorts of different things. But yeah, then, sorry, I'm mumbling again. Sorry, I'm mumbling again. But yeah, then, but sorry, I'm mumbling again. Sorry, I'm mumbling again. hang on, hang on. Jacob. Okay, Jacob Beowulf. That's the character that the mentor, Sirius Black, Gary Oldman kind of character that saved him. Does some investigating, but that this investigating leaks to the Demon Kingdom, and Zeman finds out about Meliodas and watches him for a bit, and then confirms what he suspected, that Meliodas is Talos. And so to try and break Talos, he uses two scientists from the corrupted nation of Kellen to wipe out the village, destroy, shatter Meliodas' heart, essentially. And for a bit it works. He gets taken in by Jacob. He's just depressed all the time, angry at the world. But then Jacob does what all good mentor figures are known for. He beats the living crap out of Meliodas. Yeah, I wonder if that's some sort of passive aggressiveness at my own father. Anyway, no, I'm just joking. But yeah, anyway, Meliodas gets a new lease on life, and commits to training so he can attend the greatest magic school in the Seven Kingdoms, Alderaan Academy. And I literally only just remembered that is the name of a planet in Star Wars. Yeah, lots of different. I guess it's true what they say. There is no such thing as a new idea, just the same story told in a different way. But whatever. And yeah, so that's the basic summary of the first book for the Rise of Meliodas. And every day I will tell you guys more about this book, and you can ask each video. You can ask for information if you want the next video to have some information that you're curious about the world, about the characters, about the story itself. I will leave you with this though. A character in this book, there are lots of different mythology and legends woven into my stories. Arthurian legend is really heavily in this book. One of the side characters is actually Merlin, the great wizard that we all know from Arthur legend, who guides and protects Arthur and all that sort of stuff. But in my book, it's a dark elf who has really powerful magic. But it's not Merlin, it's Merlin. Meryln. Merl. It's one of those names that I can't spell unless I'm typing it out. But basically, a dark elf chick. I'm making Merlin a woman. I don't know if that's going to get any angry people, but whatever. It's my book and I like it. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Like it if you did. Subscribe and hit that bell if you haven't to keep updated through my journey of NaNoWriMo. And yeah, as I said, still working on Naruto True Love Story. I'll start working on that more once NaNoWriMo is over. I'm also working on a secret audio drama project that once I've got the first episode ready, will release. But yeah. Anyway, like I said, thanks for watching. Do all that stuff. And stay frosty. See ya.